We in here. We in here.
All right, and we're back, everybody, with our low budget, low ratings. I would really like y'all to tell your friends and family about this to get our numbers up. Welcome
the
to
Orville of podcasts.
Oh no.
Shit.
Our ratings is fucked at this point,
Because
Joe.
that means that people only watch a half of an episode or listen to a half of an episode and be like, fuck this.
Yeah, we need to follow NFL. We need to start doing this shit at like 7:45 after the game. Put this shit on Fox so we get some fucking ratings.
No, we need to start walking up to niggas and going to their phone.
Like, give me your phone, nigga. Give me your phone. Give me your phone, nigga. You gotta subscribe to this shit. Yeah,
And y'all niggas need to go out there to women at the bar and pretend like you put your number in and just
You know what?
to this shit.
Nah, I'm just gonna pull my dick out. Just pull my dick out.
Many women that are trying to take
Right on the
advantage of
bar.
you, why don't you go ahead and pimp yourself out for that? Be like, hey, you can get some if you subscribe to my page.
Wait.
I told like 3 people about this.
All the time. You tell me not to pimp myself out.
You can pimp yourself out to men too, Ant. Because you got green eyes.
No, I'm not.
Get these subscribers up, nigga.
If you're doing it, do it for a cause. Do it for the culture. Do it for the culture.
Do it for the culture. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What day is this?
Okay, welcome everybody to our Squadcast topics episode. I don't even know what episode we're on now.
Red bottom, Joe. Oh, Christian Louboutin. I'm gonna call you Louboutin from now on.
Are you calling him Red Bottom because you're trying to pimp him out to men?
There you go. There you go, Keith.
So uncomfortable.
That's his name from now on.
I'm just gonna lose address every single time. Like, just come with it. Just don't even knock. Don't even knock. Just force the door open. I like it.
You try to get Latin nigga shot. I see that. You try. It will be
5, King.
We here at the Draw for Squadcast do not agree with sexual assault of any kind. We will not be giving out Lou or Ant's address to get them anally raped. Yes, so everybody welcome.
No. We will not say that.
Let me get
It will be Lou
intro.
anally raping people. I am not getting anally raped. That's not. I'm dark skinned. That's not the way that shit works. Man. That's not the way that shit works. I'm just saying.
Jeez.
Lucas.
Topics
Lou at the
episode.
Topic 5. Episode 5. Thank
Fifth.
you.
The fifth.
Which we probably all
The
need to plead
fifth.
at this point with this conversation. It's your moderator, Keem. We got T in the house.
What's up?
Ant,
Hey.
Lou,
Hey!
every fucking time.
Every fucking time. You might as well get used to it.
So we have.
I did it with the shoulders too. Kill the shoulders.
With the shoulders, and I hate you so much because I've been looking at that like, are my shoulders right? Am I killing them?
Exactly,
with the shoulders,
King.
right?
Damn.
The whole time I'm like saying fuck Lil Duval while I'm doing it, but I'm still doing it. Damn.
He is an American treasure, King. Besides one stupid ass comment he made that, but other than that, he's an American treasure.
He is American treasure if American treasure turns your skin green after you get it wet.
So disrespectful.
That's what he is. Okay, let's get into it. So one of our squad members asked a question earlier in the week, and I figured it would be a good time for all of us to answer. So I'm going to try to, you know what? We're all grown here, folks. This is an adult topic. If your kids are in the car,
like this. All right,
we are starting
Better
like
not
this.
bring your kids.
Yeah. Points, Ant. Points.
This is where you mute the conversation from your children, or
or
that
it's
shit
time for them to learn.
and tell little Timmy and little Susan.
Dang.
What
God
that mouth
bless the
do?
kid who. God bless the kid who thought they were about to learn how to play Uno. Coming to this show.
They haven't mentioned
four.
cards once.
18
Black
episodes.
Exactly.
So, what is the criteria for calling fellatio a blowjob, because some seem to think that if it does not end in orgasm, we got note cards. So if it doesn't end in orgasm, then it is not technically considered a blowjob. So
here's some pages turn.
Do I hear springs? Is someone getting a
short. You
blowjob
can start
right
with me.
now?
That's Lou's squeaky ass stool, probably.
It is.
Like, are you getting bobbed right now?
Because he can. Don't ask that, because I don't want the answer.
What happens during the Squad 4 podcast?
Doesn't stay. It's open on the internet.
Yeah, it goes out into the airways, Lou. It's not private at all.
All right, lady. Hold
okay,
up. Stop for a minute.
I didn't know black people use the term blowjob. Honestly. That was my first time hearing it.
Wait, all right, can we go around and see how many names we can get for blowjobs until we run out?
No, I don't have that kind of time.
Can we start with Lucas and then see?
I'm sorry, I begin and stop to get my dick sucked.
Wait, that's not a name.
What the fuck?
Okay, go ahead, T.
Yeah, I got nothing after that. I didn't even know he called it blowjob. I can't answer that question because I never heard that term with black folks before. But,
really?
Wow.
So I would say when the white person's doing it.
Wait, what do you
That's
call
what
it?
is considered a blowjob?
What do you call it, T?
Head.
Head?
Yes.
Oh shit, that's the term. Damn. Again, you've heard my
Head,
term and what
top,
I call it.
Knowledge, brain, dome. Never blowjob though.
I call it
a beej. Beej. B-E-E-J.
I say fellatio.
No, but you can't say domed if it's reversed, right?
Yeah.
No.
Women can get dome too. Women can get top too.
Women can get head too.
I thought top was.
No,
well, then you don't know the anatomy of the female.
No. I'm saying I thought top referred to like the mushroom tip.
Why you say
well,
like
then
that?
You don't
Why did you say like that?
Because of what you call
this light skinned fellow turned as country as he was.
Well, he did it off the
right
Hodge twins.
The Hodge twins. They were like the mushroom. They got the mushroom tip.
Okay, but
you smacked your lips though.
You will not smack your lips and say mushroom tip.
But it can be men and women now, right? So I'm good.
Okay. So anywho, Lou. Thoughts?
Yes, King. Well, it is not considered a blowjob unless you finish your job. So
but you still did work. It's still a job.
Yeah, it's still a job.
Then you failed miserably at your job. You worked for 20, 30 minutes and you did not complete your job.
Okay,
you
look,
still
if
working.
a woman is sucking dick for 20 or 30 minutes, that's a job. So
you know what, damn it, King?
I take my hat off to you.
Hey, we just gonna say it because I am not ashamed of myself. This question was brought up by me. So if you don't finish and you don't want to do anything afterwards, because that's the key part to me. If you don't want to engage in other sexual activities after,
You mean like fucking?
I was trying not to say that. Yes, I'm talking about that. So if you're not trying to engage in penetration afterwards, your job is to finish me off. Because if you don't finish me off, at that point, you just was a fucking cock tease for 20, 30 minutes.
Now, is that reversed? Is that logic reversed for them?
Finish the other way?
Because some women just enjoy giving fellatio.
For 10, what? Hold up.
See, like, we're these women, and how come I missed out?
No.
The young woman I was with enjoyed giving fellatio, and that's all she wanted to do.
Yeah.
But then failed at it and didn't want to do anything else?
I was upset. No, she didn't fail at it. She was awesome, but it wasn't going to get to the conclusion it needed to get to for me to be happy.
And you probably told her that beforehand.
I did, but you know, women, they think you ain't never had mine before. No, bitch.
I mean, a lot of women that
you never had mine before. That's the problem.
Aren't confident in their blowjob skills. Like I never realized how much pressure women have to give good head.
That is true. We put
Equal
a lot of
pressure as we have to give good dick.
Sure is. No difference.
True shit.
But the difference is, even if y'all don't give good dick, you're still pleased with yourself when you nut. Roll over like, that was great.
We think about it. We
I don't
put our heads down and we have like We
I don't know.
We gotta
review the film.
re-strategize.
Yeah,
But
we
I've
review
never
the
given-
film and
I've
we
never
go back
given
to it
turn. Like you know, like we
You
I'm
say
gonna
review
tear
the
this up.
film?
we
I'm
go
gonna
back to
tear
the
this up.
playbook. We gave
Ain't gonna-
110% out
yeah,
the
you ain't
exit
gonna have-
interview.
Right,
The
you ain't
exit
gonna have-
interview afterwards. We tell
Well, I've never given bad dick before, so I wouldn't
I need to
understand
get
that.
reference. I need to get references to pass on.
Mhm. I've never given bad dick. I'm like Tom Brady is slinging this jump.
he had a bad first week this year.
Yeah, I mean,
Nah, he
Tom
threw
Brady
three
got some
touchdowns.
sketchy.
He threw 3 touchdowns the first week. It just was an average. It was an 87 week.
This
That
football-
has
this
I
football
give
thing.
nothing
I don't
to
care
do
about this football.
purposely,
with
I
I don't care
purposely
nothing about
about
Tom Brady.
87 week.
No
But
Tom Brady.
in a blowjob game, if you do not finish, if we're not going anywhere afterwards, meaning we're not leading to penetration, if you don't finish me off, then that to me you failed this city.
Sizzler.
Okay, can I just say that I feel uncomfortable because you said my name and then a whole string of yous when talking about getting head.
Well, Keem, you already know. I'm not talking about you because you don't get it in my mind. You don't, because you Keem.
We can go with that.
Hi, Mama Keem. Hi, Mama Keem.
Hey, Mama, I'm still a virgin.
Mm-hmm. She shall we?
I
Shall we?
know I've been married before, but
Yeah, that don't count. That don't count. The Lord blessed that, right? The Lord blessed that. I don't know if the rules
that's
are.
not the way that works. And what? I have a follow-up question for Lou, but I want to hear your thoughts first.
Ask that first about the meet y'all niggas while I give me another drink.
Okay, good job. And what?
Fucking Mike and me mutant though. This is bullshit.
What do you consider? When is it considered a blowjob? And I guess when is it just sucking dick?
Wait, what happened to fellatio?
Or fellatio. Sure.
Just evolve. So I would say fellatio is when you're trying to educate someone on how to get fellatio, or exactly it is, or you're trying to teach somebody, different pleasure centers and techniques. I would say you're teaching people how to give head. Like this is how you
Considered a blow class now? Is that a blow internship? What the fuck are you talking about?
Fellatio 101.
They're a class on how to give oral sex.
I didn't say that it wasn't. Kim, you're not talking about teaching, right?
Well, this is his definition, though.
When.
This is his definition.
When.
So what classifies as fellatio?
If you're trying to write a poem, or you trying to instruct, you can say fellatio, or you just want to sound like you don't want to just come out and say, "Do you suck dick?" But I think in the moment, can I get some head? Can I get dick? That's all you say. Like
You
it's
ask?
nothing.
Hold on. All right. So the question is, when does it switch from fellatio or head to a blow?
The minute your penis is in the mouth.
Thank you. Do you see how quickly you could have answered that question, Ant?
Lucas can take 5 minutes, but I just took a second.
I
I think you were giving definitions.
So
you were giving us a textbook on terminology.
We asking for head now.
That wasn't. Well, you can ask without
I'm not
asking.
asking for head. No.
You can ask without asking.
Yo, you better pull this dick out. I'm not asking for head.
You can ask without asking.
Oh, this has been a topic of annoyance
like
for a lot of women.
Yeah.
Like when I make my dick jump. You're right.
Like I'm over here ready to junk punch some people. Okay.
No.
So
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't ask for a kiss, but you're like motioning to see body language of all right.
I don't ask for a kiss, but I ask for head.
that seems so okay. Topic number 2.
Hold up. You had a follow-up question for me. Did you just skip it?
I don't even remember what the question is now. And in my mind, I'm already regretting writing that topic down. So
Hold up, Keem. You did not answer.
What?
Oh, I agree with Ant.
Oh!
From like maybe not from the moment, but if more than
I'm more
5 minutes
focusing
worth of
on-
work is put in,
I'm more focusing
job.
on the reverse. So for you, as a female, if you don't, if a male tells you that I want to perform fellatio, well, is it fellatio for women?
No.
cunnilingus.
If he wanted to perform,
Thank you, Keem.
if he wanted to perform cunnilingus on you, condorisis, and
Gotta be a nigga.
if he wanted to perform condorisis on you, and he told you afterwards, like there's going to be nothing, I just want to do that. Aren't you expecting him to complete you? Because other than that, what the fuck are you doing it for?
I don't.
Think about it, because that's my only issue. Is I don't expect you to complete me if we're doing something afterwards, because that's understandable. But if you let it be known, like, nah, I don't want to do. I just came over to do this to you, baby. You need to finish, because and I'm not touching myself to help you.
Damn. All right.
That was my question. What if so she doesn't finish you orally, but the remaining part of the session is a handy?
Oh, it wouldn't. Beyond that, it wouldn't work. I would not
finish. See, I kind of feel like
at that point
when this is coming.
The point my penis is stubborn. Nope.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, especially because if you're in that second nut, and then she's like, your jaw might get kind of tired. Like
second nut, shit, the first nut, you gonna be down there for about 30-40 minutes.
That's a lot.
But that's why.
And you ain't getting no help, and she can't get no. Yeah, that's the job.
But that's why you allow something else to happen afterwards. Then maybe it's only 10 minutes, and then we go to the next step in the process. But if that's all you wanted to do, then we're gonna have a problem, because
maybe you figure out how to have a more considerate dick, Lou. Maybe that's the problem. You got a selfish dick.
It takes me an hour.
If you explode, in
self-love takes over an hour. So
I am. Yeah, we just have to move on from this. Oversharing. Yeah, the last two episodes.
Because I love our audience came. I feel they should get to know these things about Lou.
I don't want to know these things about Lou.
For the audience members that love Lou, I hope you're taking notes. Hope you're stretching out that jaw.
That's right. Nigga, have you made your draw for email address yet, Lou?
For
at the
people
Draw
to send
for
me?
podcast?
Yeah, because I'm about to start getting some. I was about to say condolingus, right?
No,
but
condolingus. There's no D in it.
But I don't want pics of somebody else doing that. I'm about to get some straight vagina pics. Yes.
Why? Okay, next topic. So,
some dry lip pics.
Things that look like vagina until you back away. It's like
pic sponsored by Carmex.
So, what is a song or movie from your childhood that you look back at now and you're like, what the fuck? But not what the fuck in a why did I even like this? But more of a like the content of this is so fucked up. How number one, how did my parents let me listen or watch this, and how was this even like out?
That nigga who don't want his girl to tell him that she cheating on him. What song was that? Y'all remember that song when the dude was like, I don't want to know or whatever?
You heard that as a kid thing?
Yeah.
That was college.
Was it?
Yeah, that shit was not, we were not kids when that was out.
What year did that come out?
Like 2004, 2005.
That was young.
It may have been a little bit before that.
Oh, baby,
but that was Mario Winans.
Ugh, yeah, I don't like that.
Is you playing me? Keep it on.
But that is the song though, and I have to.
So what we talking kid songs then? Like what?
Well, like okay, so you want me to?
I can start, Kane. I can clearly start.
Oh, okay, you go for it, Lou.
Darling Nikki. I did not fucking know as a kid what that song was. I am surprised and shocked and appalled that my mother did not stop my sisters from playing that song for me as a kid.
What's it about?
Oh my God.
So the first lines of that song are, I knew a girl named Nikki. I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. I met her in a hotel lobby masturbating with the magazine. I have known.
What song is this?
Darling Nikki by Prince from the Purple Rain soundtrack.
So what did you thought that meant when you were a kid?
I didn't know what masturbation was. I heard
not a clue.
I was like 6. I had the slightest idea what the fuck he was talking about.
But I've known the word
girl named Nikki,
like 6
and I knew that. Come back, Nikki. Come back. That's all I knew.
All I know is my mom used to.
That's it. I did not know
used to listen to Prince records, and when we lived in Kentland, she used to listen to Prince records like every Friday or something, me and my brother sit there cracking up laughing at her because she going off on these songs, and now it's gross. Because
How about this? I was
y'all
trying to make
explaining
any
lyrics.
sounds.
Or Millie Jackson. Let me bring that because my mom listened to. My sisters put me on the principle, but like my mom used to listen to Millie Jackson, and my God, like, but she would say shit like, "Cause I took him home and I fucked him," and I was like, "Wait up."
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
That is very straightforward.
It's more of a shock that like my mom, but this when Friday nights like T-Mom, they just we grew up in the hood, so they would sit out on the porch, all the old folks, and we just going around the neighborhood running, playing hide go seek or how to go get it.
Yep.
And then they blasted this music, and that's when I heard it
On the stoop.
Yep.
Yeah, we just had the soundtrack
to the movie
Purple Rain. Yeah, I listened to it and didn't realize how bad it was.
But Darling Nikki fucked my head up when I got older and realized that, and Dirty Diana really fucked my head up as I got older.
What was that about?
About the same thing. About a girl propositioning Michael Jackson for sex.
Mm-hmm. And Michael already had a girl, but she was like, basically, Dirty Diana is like one of those Black Fatal Attraction movies that you would watch. That's what it is.
Cause he coming with me, Dirty Diana.
I didn't listen to music that much when I was a kid. Like the songs, the stuff I remember when I was really young. I keep wanting to say Lil' Kim, but like y'all said, we was in high school.
Because I would blame everybody in your family you up there. Even though when I first heard Lil' Kim, 96, so I think I was 14.
Yeah,
still threw me off a little bit.
I knew she was nasty. I was like, no, that bitch is nasty.
But she made her first song and said,
Lil' Kim put shit in her wait a minute. That I had never heard in music before.
Twat was one of them for me.
And the fucking the skits. Remember skits used to be the shit in albums back in the day?
Work it, bitch. That joke. I said, wait a minute.
Extra butter. Let me get extra butter.
Okay. We are segueing into something different.
Hold on, but it's like everything back in the day had dope skits in every album. Like the album wasn't cool to me unless they had good skits in it. Like Redman was dope at it.
Redman had great skits. I love the Wu-Tang skits. I don't know. Even I love the Fugees one with the little guy like, make me some fried rice and don't put that little
DMX has some mean ass skits.
On the thing. He's like, oh, you come to the restaurant in the middle of the hood.
Just because I know my nigga.
People would get fucking beat up in his skits. So Ant,
not ready to die shit. It was all right. That shit was all right. That shit was cool. But my shit is more John Blaze than that. I got John Blaze shit. And it's not recognizing it. Fuck that. Who is you to be asking me these type of questions?
Okay.
Kicking the door came in my
head. Ant. What? Yeah, go for it.
I don't know. I tried to think about this earlier, and I couldn't think of anything that I was really into before that as a kid that I didn't like now, but wasn't supposed to watch stuff. But I just thought about it and I lost it. All right, never mind. Go. I'll answer what I think.
I thought about we were talking about DMX. You know that song that goes, oh, it's almost over. That'd be a dope ass exit song.
Yeah, he just switched off.
Not a damn thing to do about the topic.
Jim Carrey movies.
It's almost over. What?
Nigga, did you say Jim Carrey movies?
Like I watched The Mask recently, and it was all right. I watched. I'm
confused now. What are we talking about? Because I think Ant's off the rails.
Round
this nigga back in.
Music or movies?
Yeah, it's music or movies.
That was inappropriate for you to watch. Was The Mask inappropriate for you to watch?
Oh, I probably
did he stick his dick in Cameron Diaz during the movie?
I assume.
Possibility.
Never mind. Continue. The inappropriate.
Oh, Petey Wheatstraw, The Devil's Son-in-Law. I saw that as a kid too. I saw a lot of 70s blaxploitation.
Okay, but that wasn't really made for
I saw Kids as a kid.
Howard the Duck.
Up too. Howard the Duck, yeah.
Oh, Howard the Duck. She fucked the duck in that movie.
Had duck breasts. I don't understand how that worked. Ducks don't have breasts. It freaked me out.
Well, don't ducks have breasts?
No.
Chickens have breasts.
No, not like breasts with nipples.
Oh, yeah, no, not breasts with
nipples. They lay eggs.
Okay, so I was I getting ready for I was probably getting ready to go out somewhere, and as I usually do, I have music playing. And Regulators, Warren G and Nate Dogg, rest in
Oh
peace, Nate
God.
Dogg, came on. And that used to be like I was probably like in the 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade when that came out, and that was my shit. And so, but I was actually like, I guess I was doing something where I had time to actually concentrate on the lyrics.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
why was I listening to this in middle school? Like the first thing is Nate Dogg sees some girls whose car broke down. And instead of being like, oh my gosh, those poor girls, their car broke down, we should go over there and help them. He's like, we need to go over there and help them because they will fuck.
Yeah.
Bitches trying to fuck and
right. And then
they came back. They were still there to take them to the hotel, whatever.
Right.
The melody was so smooth though.
It was. And see, Nate Dogg was really good for that shit. He could sneak a lot of shit in and you wouldn't even like you just go along with it. Wait, I'm not done. So then Warren G, he's playing craps with a group of niggas and he wins, but then shit goes bad, so they are all trying to like kill him. Nate Dogg is on his way to help the hoes pulled over on the side of the road, but then he sees Warren G in trouble, so he comes and he says, I pull out my gat and lay them busters down.
But the hoes
killed a whole bunch of niggas. He's just saying, I came over and killed a whole bunch of dudes. And then, like, so they're looking at dead bodies, and he's like, all right, Warren, get in the car. Let's go get these hoes.
Mama King did not know what you was listening to.
I did not know what I was listening to.
And like, the hoes must have been in sight of the shooting if you think about how the song lays out.
Yeah.
So who hears gunshots and just all right with it? He's still waiting.
Hoes
people who want to live.
So I am watching like stuff from the 80s and 90s with my daughter now, right? Like reintroducing her to like things, and I get to watch them again. And so we're watching Animaniacs, which she loves. But Animaniacs has a lot of sex jokes in it.
That Prince joke in Animaniacs? Oh my God, that shit is so inappropriate.
They're like, what are you? A pianist? A what? A pianist. or even the hello nurse is, and I've sent this to women before. Hello nurse. Like, that's pretty sexual harassment if you think about it. Like you chase them all around. Like
But wasn't all cartoons back like Pepe Le Pew was the biggest rapist in history. Like,
and that's why little boys who watched him grow up to be men who don't understand. Like she said, no, nigga, just
gotta take the pussy like Pepe did.
No. It's true, but again, there's blackface Bugs Bunny out there, which I kind of remember. Like so,
Bugs Bunny was the first cross dresser.
Well, kiss guys and stuff too, but yeah, he couldn't do that now. Well, he couldn't do that in those period. He couldn't do that when he started off.
Well, didn't he fuck Elmer Fudd in one of them jumps?
I don't think he.
It was suggested.
I mean, they didn't show it, but they went away to They went into the room and he like closed a little curtain down.
And then it was like months later when they were like husband and wife.
Yep. He gave up that bunny ass
came out to Elmer Fudd. Like, flipped out.
Yep.
Oh my.
Yeah. So I mean,
my.
We were so inappropriate. We had the worst cartoons ever.
No, we had the best cartoons.
So
can you show that nowadays?
I'm gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any issues with our podcast, you can blame 80s and 90s cartoons.
Shall we? And Dream On.
True.
Matter of fact, I watched Dream On as a kid. How the fuck did that happen? Damn it, mother. What were you doing? You know what?
I know what my parents were doing. They were asleep.
Oh, and Tales from the Crypt?
You think they were sleeping, King?
Hey. Once they had me, all the other shit stopped. Okay.
It's like, what's she doing? She in the room watching HBO. We got a good half an hour.
It
all stopped.
Keem like, how come I never got caught? Oh, it's when they come through here.
Well, I was so young when I had sex.
This is not the topic right now.
No,
not at all. We're gonna skip to the next one, King.
Yeah, we're segueing on. So our last topic of the night is what is your go-to album? Like, what's the album that you can listen to over and over again? it might not be in your top 10, but like there's an album that you're never going to get sick of hearing. So what's your go-to album? T?
Damn it. I think for me, Nas, It Was Written. Probably for me. It was just
cool.
That or what is it? Good Kid, Mad City. Kendrick. I like albums that has like a story front to back, or that plays out like a story. And then almost anything Nas did kind of plays that way for me, like storyteller albums type stuff.
Cool. Ant?
I can say this. I mean, probably a lot of people say this, but the score always was like one of the perfect albums to me.
It's a good
And
album.
I just like just go through it. And I think if I had to pick another album, it'd probably be like more recent, probably be like Lupe. Everybody else you probably wouldn't know.
You'll be surprised, Ant.
No, that's cool. Moving on.
Okay, Lou.
He didn't want to share. He didn't want to share that.
Exactly.
Everything
Left the
else.
fucking door open for you.
That's what
like,
Ant listens
nope.
to with his other friends.
Carlos
So,
Santana's. The
Supernatural?
one. Yes. Yeah. I love that album.
See what I mean? But you wouldn't know, Nick?
No, that wasn't what I was talking about. We move on.
No, he's talking about the music that he listens to with his other friends when he doesn't.
Whole time I
He doesn't
look
hang
at
out with
everything.
us?
I look at everything Ant listens to on Spotify. So
I'm gonna think my go-to album.
Lou,
I'm
you suggested this topic.
Because I suggested top 5 albums, so I am like really into music. So I have.
It's not just a song; it's the album.
Yeah, and I have so many go-to albums. It could go from Off the Wall, which is a go-to album to me because that joint is perfect from front to back. It could go to Prince's Sign of the Times because that is also an album to me that is a go-to album. It can go to. It all depends on the type. Like it doesn't depend on the type of music I want to listen to, but I have a lot of go-to albums. I have albums that I feel I can listen to anytime. Today I was listening to Norah Jones, Come Away With Me. Also have Queen Latifah's the Dana Owens Project. I have Jay-Z, Blueprint.
Okay.
Like it's so many. It all depends, King. That's what I mean. Like it's hard because I don't have
also,
one like
you know what,
go-to
Lou,
album.
That's what we said earlier when you were like, pick a top
No,
5.
nigga, I said top 5. I can pick a top 5 of all time that I like, but for just
you
one,
could
like
you could pick
Didn't you just
one,
name- didn't
and
you just
you
name
still
5?
won't die because
See, but here's the thing now. Here's the thing now. None of those albums, well, Off the Wall is the only one out
Oh
of
my
those
god!
5
Not one a history lesson.
that I named that's in my top 5. But
Okay.
let me
Off the
know,
Wall.
King, damn it.
Final answer.
Off the wall.
No,
We
no.
write this down in the annals. This is
No.
off the wall. Mute his
No.
mic, King.
I'm gonna
Mute his
name my
mic,
one. I'm gonna name my one go-to album that I can listen to at any time and not care. I'm gonna say Mary J. Blige, My Life. That joke is
Of course.
so fucking dope.
Of course.
I thought you were gonna say Wait to Exhale album. I was like, oh.
I'm
Because
changing my
Mary
answer.
J is
Project
the patron
Pat,
saint.
Mr. Don't Play.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
Hey, that Waiting to Exhale soundtrack is dope as fuck, Joe.
Can I use Bigger and Blacker? It has a song on there.
No sex in the champagne room.
No Sex in the Champagne Room.
Damn it. Okay, so
Tragic Kingdom.
Y'all niggas are indecisive.
Oh, from No Doubt.
as fuck.
Significant Other by Limp Bizkit.
Go King, go.
Okay,
I
go.
want to point out
Purple-
that I didn't ramble this time.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate that so much.
Because you was
So
being secretive, nigga.
mine-
I'm gonna start
I-
writing your shits down and snitch on you.
right, and then send them to us. Screenshot them and send them to us, T. Then we all gonna start listening to Ant
He
shit.
about to unfriend me because he
No,
don't want me to know.
no, nigga, this is our
Real
favorite
quick.
music. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so my 2 would be the Purple Rain soundtrack. Like I can listen to that all day, every day. Or DMX's is Dark.
Quick question,
That was
King.
hot.
Quick question,
Yep.
King.
Yeah,
Because I think you may be a Prince fan.
I am.
And I always ask this question to you:
Mhm.
which one's better, Purple Rain or Sign of the Times?
Purple Rain for me. Because by the
Look at you
time
play
Sign of the Times came out, I like was still a Prince fan, but I was still fucking with Purple Rain.
Okay.
And I'm looking at your public playlist right now. I won't say anything though.
Oh, right now, my album at the moment is 444. I can't get that fucking album out of my head. So I listen to that shit every fucking day right now.
So that's your go-to album for now.
Of the moment. That's like the go-to joint. That's like every morning I listen to that joint.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of, mine is more so songs though. Like there's albums that I like, but then there's songs, off of albums.
Oh, I feel that, King. It makes sense.
So albums that I can listen to from start to finish and not be like, okay, skip this song. It's It's Dark and
Hell is Hot.
And Hell is Hot. Like that's a
dope ass album, Joe.
Yeah. And then Purple Rain. Like those are the two where I'm never gonna skip a song.
Sugarland Stay. I fucking love that song.
I can do that with Parliament, and I can do that with Miles Davis Kind of Blue. Like I just play it all the way through. And I like to shuffle my shit, so yeah.
I can't shuffle albums.
I was listening to Count the Blue earlier today. That and Giant Steps by John Coltrane.
No, I like to load up a bunch of music and just shuffle it. So like anything can come on from like country to K-pop to like, gaming music. Yeah, like no. I don't have playlists. I just have.
He just likes to shuffle play
all the music, and I never know what I'm going to get in the morning or when I'm at work or something like that. So I could get Epic Rap Battles of History. I could get like American Pie. There's just one album I found that all it tells is every track is a different guy's journey through a zombie apocalypse. Like it's crazy. Like I love stuff like that.
Nope, that's not music.
That is crazy. But
hey, you might like Japanese
rap. Like he's rapping what he's talking about.
Have you ever heard of Japanese? You ever heard Japanese cartoon?
Wait,
anime?
No, nigga.
That's talking about hentai.
It's a legitimate group. It is Lupe Fiasco's rock band. They made one album. That joint is so dope.
It's Japanese cartoon.
That's the name of the group. It's Japanese cartoon.
I'll be looking that up.
Yep, pretty good album.
Okay, all right.
Let me ask this, Lucas. Have you ever? Oh, sorry, Kane. Were you closing out?
Nah, she ain't closing out. Go ahead. What you say?
I was trying to.
Lupe.
I was actually trying to, Lou.
Huh? Do it.
Let me just ask this one question. This is Lupe Fiasco song that I love so much.
But shush, men are talking me.
I didn't hush you, man.
I will. Okay.
I did not hush you.
I know you didn't hush
me. We did not shush you, Keem. We just said let Ant talk.
You literally just went psip, 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 psip. We're talking, Keem. You shushed me. Don't shush me, nigga. I'm the moderator. It's my job to keep y'all on track.
Let him live.
Say your fucking statement, Ant.
Let him live, Keem. Let him live. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna let you live, Lou.
Nigga, we only been here for 30 minutes, Keem. 30. This is like the shortest topic show humanly possible, Joe.
It is, Lucas, because you wanted to do 2 shows in one night, and I'm not equipped for that. So
we need one more. Go ahead, Ant.
You're getting an hour.
Keem trying to rush you off, but I'm not gonna rush you off, baby. Go ahead. I mean baby is in a sexual way. I mean that is a black mother type of way.
That's the one thing you still say to Ant that's not sexual?
Yep.
Like of all the shit?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ant, you're on mute, honey. I don't know if you know that or not.
I hope he's not talking. he probably like, damn it, Lou, answer. You know what? Fuck him, King. So he asked me, he's about to ask me about a song about Lupe Fiasco, but I don't know. But if you ever heard,
and then we lost him. And
if
then
you ever heard
left
Lupe
the call.
Fiasco's The Cool, that is also one of my go-to albums. That joint is so fucking dope.
I'm not on mute.
There you go, okay. Ant. What's your question, Ant?
Ask your question, Ant.
Thought you died, nigga. Nobody got your address, you dumb mother.
I was gonna sing at your funeral though.
I'm not dumb.
We don't have your address, and you're a reckless person.
Right.
To say goodbye.
We should all be on your emergency contact.
We had.
What is your blood type, by the way? That could be useful to me later on in life.
I am negative. I think I am.
Oh shit! We're cousins, Lou. We're cousins.
Oh shit, King.
I'm O2.
No.
We're all
O2.
What are you?
No idea what my blood type is.
All right, good.
Supposedly everybody can take from my blood. That's why I'm selfish.
Keem got them good kidneys though. So
we're
I call Keem's
donors.
kidneys. Yeah, I'm a universal donor. Oh,
I'm
great.
saving my kidney for my spouse should they need it. So
I got some healthy ass lungs, but I ain't got no kidneys. I can't fuck with it. Nah, my kidneys is good. My liver though.
I just need one. I just need one kidney. Don't be stingy and shit.
If I give you one and then I give my spouse one,
that's called love.
I'm out of kidneys. No, nigga, that's called death.
Go ahead. What's your question about Lupe
Fiasco? Fiasco song that I heard once. I saw a video for once called "He Gets the Girl." It was like so sweet. I never found an album for it. Did I make this song up in my head?
Is that off of Food and Liquor too?
No, it's not. But it's called like, and he gets the girl, and it's all about this nerd in school, and like he's trying to ask this girl out, and it's like the sweetest part. It's like yes. I think it's how he gets the girl, but I never found an album for it, so I didn't know if you knew.
How long did it come out?
I don't know.
So
maybe I should type it up on YouTube.
Are you sure it was Lupe?
I'm not sure of anything. That's what I was asking. But I guess if you had heard of it,
it is a Lupe Fiasco song. I just may have the wrong, or it actually may have never popped up on the album, and I think it's actually a bonus track.
Oh, is that why I can never find it?
I think it's a shit, and he gets to go. I remember the video. That's the weird part.
There was like a kid with a lunchbox or something, right?
It came out around the time that the Cool came out, so it maybe had been a bonus track on the Cool, or something meant to be on the Cool and never made it to the Cool.
Anyway, I think the song's sweet. So
which is one of the best hip hop albums ever. Well, made in the last 10, 15 years.
Look,
Lupe
robots, skateboarders, anime crap. I was listening to a girl. She's like, I love Lupe. I was like, do you understand what he's talking about? Lupin the Third. Do you know who Lupin the Third is? She's like, no.
His last album was dope.
You don't know. You don't love Lupe. You don't love no Lupe.
What? I just told you I was listening to it. Was it the Druggist one?
That's what I said. No, it was talking about you. I was talking to the girl.
Oh.
He was talking to the imaginary girl.
Yeah, the girl that doesn't know who Lupine is.
Mm-hmm. Her name was Nikki. She was masturbating by a magazine.
With a magazine. And I always had questions about that. When they said she was masturbating with the magazine.
Nikki started to grind.
Nikki from Darling Nikki. Like, was she looking at the magazine for visual masturbation company with? Or did she roll it up and
was like grinding?
What?
She said she was masturbating by a magazine or with the magazine?
With a magazine.
Then that means she was using the magazine to
masturbate.
How would you, man? Look here. If you have not seen the movie Purple Rain, if you have not seen the movie Purple Rain,
it seems like paper cut.
The scene he does on top of the speaker, right? Like, come back, Nikki, come back.
There was a lot of dry humping on that scene.
The Howard Stern thing, when Howard Stern had that woman on the speaker.
Oh, sitting on top of the speaker.
Yeah, women can hump anything. Like, if a woman got a big stuffed animal in her room, she's probably humped that. But
that was the most enjoyable part.
That is not true at all.
Was the beginning of
big stuffed animals in your room?
Oh, we didn't talk about Kingsman.
We damn sure did talk about Kingsman.
Oh, well, we can talk about that since we all saw it. Yes. So bonus, guys, bonus track, everyone. We're going to
if you ain't
just when you thought you were out, just when you thought you were out, we pulled you right back in.
So we're gonna do a quick 15 minutes for Kingsman.
Go around fucking everybody.
What the hell are you talking about, Lou? Okay.
It's Al Pacino, and I want to say it was Heat when he said that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I got like
it was his ex-wife.
Lines sound alike, so it could be any movie.
Yeah, I have 15 good minutes, so let's do this.
I got 6% power left on my phone.
I need you not to say that.
Let's talk about this movie. I have 15 good minutes. Let's talk about this movie. Is that better, Luke?
Much better. Much better.
Okay.
Much
Yes.
better,
So the sequel to Kingsman came out this past Thursday.
Disappointed a little bit at the box office.
Oh, did it?
Yes,
did it?
Mm-hmm.
That's disappointing to me because I actually really enjoyed it.
His Rotten Tomato score was actually horrible compared to the first one, but it's okay.
Critics don't. Well, go ahead, Keem.
Yeah.
Do your intro.
Yes. So in this movie, we're back with Eggsy. He is with the princess that he got to.
The anal too.
Yes, that she said if he saved the world, he could do her up the butt. He probably did do her up the butt. They're now dating.
You don't give up anal. I mean, let me rephrase that. You don't.
I mean, they showed right before he did entry.
You don't not take anal when it's offered to you.
They showed him just before he went in. That was like the real ending of a movie.
I'm getting
and so in this one, Eggsy and the remaining Kingsmen, Eggsy gets confronted by...
Spoilers.
Do you care to share with the class, Lou? Lou may have died laughing. I'm not even...
Oh, shit!
Oh, my God.
Are we live again?
5%.
I gotta get myself together.
Okay. Mute yourself.
I can't even see the picture.
Damn it, can I mute you?
All I thought of when he said anal was, oh God. Okay, I'm together now.
Okay. So that was such a delayed reaction too.
I thought when he said anal, all that popped in my head was, all systems are down, Scotty, fire. That's all I don't know why the fuck that popped into my head and why it was so funny.
I don't even know how, because you're drinking, Lou. That's why. Put the Tito's down. Put it down.
I'm all out. I'm all out.
Okay, good.
I have
good.
good.
So Eggsy is in the beginning of the movie. Eggsy is confronted by the one of the fellas from the last movie that did not make it into the Kingsmen. They get into this fight, and then you find out like he's part robot now. He's got like a mechanical fist, and then subsequently he uses his mechanical fist to get information on the Kingsmen, which gets all of the Kingsmen killed except for Eggsy and Merlin. Then you find out that there is a villainess, dope-ass villainess, who basically is supplying the world with all of their drugs.
Villainess, King?
Yes, it's a word.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure it's a word. It might not be a word. So she's supplying the world with drugs. She's like the world's biggest distributor, but she's pissed off because most drugs aren't legal. And so she has devised a plan to put a poison into the world's drug supply so that anybody who's taking illegal drugs will turn blue, seize up, and then die if they don't get the antidote. And so her plan is to hold the world hostage until the president of the United States signs drugs into law. And so from there, basically it's Eggsy and the Kingsmen's American cousins, the statesmen, and on their adventure to save the world. But the president is a dick and doesn't want to sign drugs into law because he feels like this is the best way for the war on drugs to get rid of all of the drug addicts. So really there's two villains in the movie. I'm rambling. What did you guys think about the movie?
You got to call one of us, Keem.
I was getting ready to. I was taking a breath because I didn't really inhale that whole time.
All right, my bad.
Yeah. Ant, what did you think of the movie?
Anyway, so I really liked the movie. I wasn't bored any part of the way through it. I think we all saw it together. Well, most of us did saw it together, and it was great. The opening chase scene, the action sequence was great. My complaints are very nitpicky, but I thought it was a great sequel. It was really interesting to see people's political view when the bad guy started going off her world dominate or philosophy about the war on drugs, how it's a waste of money, resources, and people's lives, and people started clapping. And I was like, this is real interesting. Seeing the confused look on Lou's face because they didn't know what to do at this point. And and then there was a big commentary in the first one about Barack Obama, or a subtle subtext about Barack Obama, and this one had a subtext about criticism about Trump. So they criticized both presidents that were out during both movies. I thought that was very interesting. I think that my fear is, one of the things I'm disappointed is that, spoiler, they kill almost everybody from the original movie that survived, bring back the one star that survived, and then like replace them with Hollywood names. So like Halle Berry's now in this franchise, and Channing Tatum, am I saying the name right? Channing Tatum?
Channing
Tatum. Who wasn't really in the movie, but is set up to be like a big person if this franchise continues. So it's like this movie succeeded with pretty much no name cast, and then some B-level actors, maybe C, depending on how you. Is it Mark Strong?
What?
B or C level actors. They're not like top. In the first movie, wasn't like top notch. They weren't the driving force of this show. I mean, it was kind of like
Colin Firth.
Except for Colin Firth, yeah.
Is he like a B-list? Is he A-list? I don't know.
He's A-list.
Okay, but it was really centered around Eggsy was the main protagonist in the story.
Mm-hmm.
The kid Eggsy isn't anybody, right? Before these movies, right?
No, he was like the next in line type of person. Not
right.
Yeah.
So
Hollywood hadn't launched him yet.
So now it seems like they've kind of got rid of, because they got rid of the girl that survived in the first one for no reason. I mean, they kind of left it ambiguous whether she lives. Yeah, but it's kind of weird to me, huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it kind of worries me that now Halle Berry's taking Mark Strong's place and Channing Tatum is now.
Channing Tatum.
That's so hard.
I don't know.
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
Sound right.
Channing Tatum.
No.
Channing Tatum.
However you say it, we know what you're talking about.
You wasted too much time on his name. Keep it right.
All right. But anyway, the action was great, on point. Mo from Golden, whatever. Well, I'm not gonna mess up his title's name. Anyway, but Mo didn't like that they couldn't tell what the action was. I could tell what it was.
The what?
You mean D?
Action, D. I'm sorry, D. So D
from Three Black Geeks.
From Three Black Geeks said he didn't like the shaky cam, and this wasn't like shaky cam like we'd like Born Identity shaky
which
cam,
is our family.
Like
Three Black Geeks.
Oh yeah. I just disagree with them. The action in this was very kinetic, but you could tell what was going on. And I appreciated that. It was movement. The violence was over the top, but the humor was also over the top. It was great. I would watch these. I'll watch a series of these films. I just don't want them to replace people with bigger name stars because the movie does well.
Yeah, kill the new people. Leave the old people in the movie.
Blue.
Oh, you really want to go with me next?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome.
Because I know T is going to be short and sweet, and so am I. So get y'all talking after me out the way first.
At this point, I would never watch another one of these movies. This movie was fucking horrible. I think every part of this movie was bad. Not after the opening sequence, which unto itself had its flaws, but after that, I wouldn't watch another Kingsman if you paid me to. And I watched this one for free. So that should tell you a lot. I think when you have to edit so much out of your film, or when you have to change it because of scheduling, because first things first, Channing Tatum, again, spoiler alert, as Ant said, but fuck y'all, because I give a fuck about spoiling niggas shit. But Channing Tatum was edited the fuck out of this movie because his shooting schedule changed in the middle. So a lot of the scenes that you saw, what's his name? King, you know the dude name from Game of Thrones who was in this movie.
From Narcos?
Yes.
Oh, Burt Reynolds? Burt Reynolds?
Yeah, young Burt Reynolds. That's what we're going to call him now. Young Burt Reynolds, a lot of his scenes were actually Channing Tatum scenes.
That makes a lot more sense.
And they gave it to him when Channing Tatum, because of the shooting schedule and the delays in the schedule, he could not do them. So that's why in Comic-Con, if you saw the trailer, or if you saw the trailer online of Comic-Con, that's the reason that Channing Tatum had the whip that was melting people in half instead of him having the whip. So that's why a lot of that changed. I believe this is the problem when you do not put more control under Matthew Vaughn and you let him off to his own devices. You get a movie that's uneven, way too long, not nearly as entertaining as it should have been, and something that possibly killed the franchise.
How does Matthew Vaughn control Channing Tatum's schedule?
What are you talking about, Ant?
I thought you said he wasn't in the movie because some of the scheduling conflicts.
No, he's saying the movie as a whole is the consequence.
The movie as a whole. No, not just because of Channing Tatum. I said the movie as a whole is the issue because this is what happens when you leave Matthew Vaughn to his own devices, meaning you allowed him the space and the freedom to do way too much shit. He is clearly a director, and to me, he will always be a director that operates much better under studio control. But as a whole, the studio does not fully believe in the Kingsman. The first one was a surprise hit, so they're like, cool, anything we get off of this second one is bonus. The second one right now clearly underperformed kind of big at the box office this week. It's underperforming with critics, and it's underperforming with audience because its cinema score was not good at all. So it's more interesting to see how quick this falls because it, which is a horror movie that most people love, has been out for 4 weeks, and it almost matched Kingsman's box office.
What was the performance of the first Kingsman?
First Kingsman premiered with 36 million, went on to do 440 million worldwide. This one looks like it's going to come possibly under that 440 million worldwide. It's definitely going to come under the domestic total of the first one, because the question right now is, coming to a second weekend, will it pass it at the box office? Because Kingsman did, I want to say 38 million this weekend. It did like 34. And that matchup should not have been nearly as close. Kingsman should have done a lot closer to 50 million. So it's clearly underperforming, and it's underperforming because this is a situation where audiences are letting them know more was not better. Not in this situation.
Wait, you're saying it's done 50 million total so far?
Huh?
You're saying it did 50 million total so far?
No, I said it should have done close to that. It only did 38 million.
It's about its opening.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Okay, T.
I think when you asked me, I told you I gave it like a 6 out of 10. I agree with everything Lou said, basically, that more isn't better in this sense. And there was a lot of corny, like they overdid the corny in this. And it was like, in the first movie, it was pretty subtle, but it was kind of cool corniness to it, where it kind of gave you some of the silly UK comedy that we've been getting out of TV shows that's become popular over here from the UK. So it played well in the first one. And this one, it seemed like they brought it to America for a lot of it in the actual movie, and it got really corny, and it was like really over the top to the point where it was just like a lot of these things didn't serve much purpose in the movie. Like, I like the antagonist also. What was it, Julianne Moore, was it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of who she is. But, you know, by and far, she was weak. You know what I mean? Like, she
they
had...
could have did so much more with that character.
Yeah, she had a landmine and a few dudes and two robot dogs. Like, that was her say. And the way that they tracked her down was, to me, ridiculous. It didn't make any sense. Like, that they followed one dude who was supposed to meet at the spot to get the antidotes. They followed him back to her thing. And then, I mean, it was kind of funny in how they found the place to begin with, because the girlfriend needed the antidote, and the whole situation with that was kind of funny. But I thought everything could have went to so many more better places than it actually got to go to in the movie. So I don't know. I was sitting there watching it. I was like kind of bored. I wasn't bored with it because it was entertaining, but it wasn't, nothing about it was good.
Stupid entertainment.
Yeah, it was stupid entertainment. Like, and it wasn't really, it was like in between. It was like a tweener kind of movie to me. It wasn't the action movie that the first one was. And a lot of the action that they actually did in this movie, I thought was not as, it was almost copied from the first one. Like, they did it to make it funny in some cases, and it was kind of funny, but then they did the same joke a couple of times, and it was like, okay, like, we got it. He got one eye and he can't see straight. And it was just like, he was reading stuff that seemed obvious to the cast. Also, it really felt like a rushed movie when it wasn't clear why it was rushed.
I just read that The Rock that Matthew Vaughn wants The Rock to play the villain if they get to make a 3.
Yeah, I'm not watching the third one.
Yeah, I'm done.
I love the first one. I love the first one. The second one ruined it for me.
But you're actually seeing why, and I'm gonna try to close out with this so Kim can actually tell us what the fuck she thinks about this movie. But we're seeing why Matthew Vaughn is not awarded sequels to most of his movies.
What else?
X-Men First Class.
Lock, Stock, and 2.
X-Men.
Well, he did Layer Cake 2, which is a dope movie, but again, there was talks about a sequel to that at one point, and that went away because he's an awesome producer and he is kind of a good writer, but as a director, if that shit goes beyond corny a little bit, he should never return to projects. He's a good one and done director.
He did one of my favorite movies of all time, Snatched. He did Lock, Stock, yeah.
He did not direct Snatch though.
No, but he produced it. What you said he was a producer, right? You said he's a great producer.
Yeah, he's a producer, but that was strictly Guy Ritchie. That whole style of that shit is Guy Ritchie, who was also a producer on Snatch. So that kind of throws Snatch off because he was an associate producer to Guy Ritchie. So it fits way more Guy Ritchie's mode than Matthew Vaughn's mode.
Did he direct Kick-Ass? The first Kick-Ass?
Yep, he directed the first Kick-Ass.
Yeah, the second one was trash.
Second one was trash.
Mm-hmm. And that should tell you a lot that the point that Kick-Ass was not even remotely close to being a big hit. And it was such a modest hit, but they still was like, nah, nigga, we're not bringing you back for the sequel. Like, that's the story of Matthew Vaughn. He's a good one and done director. He is like, this movie was such a disappointment. Go ahead, Keem. I'm sorry. I'm not going to rebel.
Yeah, thank you.
Need to say what you need to say about this movie.
It's times like these when I can't figure out how we're friends.
Damn.
Because I enjoyed the fuck out of this movie. I also know that I don't go in looking for certain shit that y'all go into. I go in knowing this is about to be a movie with the ridiculous amount of violence and action. And that's what the fuck I wanted to see. And that's what they gave me. I saw a nigga in a meat grinder get made into a burger.
Keem was like a kid on Christmas through that whole movie. Every time I looked over at her, she didn't even blink. She had a smile on her face. It was like, yes!
I was happy as fuck.
I felt like they missed the joke on that part. Like,
completely.
Because she didn't tell him he needed to eat it. She just said, isn't this a pretty burger? And then when he ate it,
they looked at the burger and looked at him and looked at the burger and looked at him like, no.
She could have been like, I didn't tell you to eat it, but I appreciate your loyalty.
It was some training day shit. Like, you better eat this burger.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
That's what I thought.
I thought she was going to say, oh, I never said eat it. Like,
you know what?
It's an awesome point for humor, but it was more for Julianne
Moore
to do more. But clearly, that was never the purpose of this film. This film has the
me and Keem were making jokes about how they need that burger needed cheese. It was I don't know. Go ahead. Keem,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I enjoyed the movie.
I enjoyed y'all more than the movie.
Oh.
In all honesty, me joking with y'all was way more important because one, Lucas does not talk. I talk during horror movies, but I do not talk normally during any other form of movie because I'm more interested in the plot.
That's bullshit, Lucas. You talk through every movie. Every movie I've ever been to.
No. I want you to think about it though. Every movie that I talk through, what did I say? Have you ever heard me say a movie was awesome? And like I've sat through King, we sat through what's the movie with the black kid? Kicks. I did not say 2 words in that whole fucking movie because it had me so into it. When movies
That's the one movie I've never heard you talk through. And everything else?
Because all the rest of them jokes was fucking trash. I do not talk through movies if I enjoy them. I only talk when I'm bored. Literally, I would have fell asleep during Kingsman if I did not talk.
New rule, I can't sit beside Lou anymore during movies.
And matter of fact, when we went to go see Doctor Strange, when I was bored, I literally fell asleep and started snoring. Like, it's going to happen. If I don't talk, I'm going to get so bored that I'm going to go to sleep. So it needs me to talk more.
I just assume Lou's going to get us in a movie fight at some point. Because someone going to say something, I'm going to agree with him too, but they're going to say something to Lou,
unless
we just going to have to fight him. We just going to have to fight him.
I talk to horror movies because most of the time I'm a little scared.
Like, so I could be thinking, Lou, shut the fuck up. I'd be like, Lou, shut the fuck up. But then somebody in the audience is going to say that, and we're going to have to get into a fight.
I've never sat next to someone in a movie and they told me to shut up. I've sat next to people who I've had laughing during the whole fucking movie. I think when me T went to go see Annabelle Creation and the old black woman next to me, she said, y'all made this movie so damn enjoyable to me because I'm a crack jokes in the whole movie, especially horror movies.
Oh, Lucas, no, I've never seen anybody be annoyed with you. Where I've seen you talk to the whole movie, and then we had, was it Mo and his girl? They said one, and the guy looked around like, shh.
Yeah, but then you said something. Yeah, they don't say it to me though. Like when we was at the Kingsman, the 2 black girls next to me were laughing their asses off as I was talking.
I accept that it works for you, but I also accept that I understand that one day the odds just mean that we are going to get into a movie fight because someone's going to say something wrong, so it's the wrong thing to you. But anyway, we have cut off Keem every single time she started.
Rude ass.
Well, we know Keem loved the movie, which again,
you cut her off again to say your
shit.
We know what Keem going to think. Keem going to think this.
You're so lucky the mute function isn't working today. That's not even a joke. If the mute function was working, I would have muted y'all niggas like 6 times already. But
that would have been awkward.
Yeah. Wouldn't even have cared, T. Wouldn't even have cared. Yeah, so I love the movie. I love the action. I love the quirky ass villains they always come up with. I love the fact that by the end of the movie, you had to sit and figure out which one was really the villain, the president or Julianne Moore's character. I think I agree with Ant that I was a little disappointed that they killed off 98% of the original cast. And
for
so
no
now,
reason. For no reason.
So now we're just left with Eggsy and Colin Firth, and then all these new niggas. I don't necessarily know that I want to see Channing Tatum as the Kingsman in the future.
Well, you're going to.
Hopefully they do something a little better with him.
Ooh, are they going to put Bruce Willis in there?
As the new Arthur.
There you go. Hey.
They're going to freeze Bruce Willis through 80% of the movie.
Yeah.
Whenever in doubt, put Bruce Willis in the movie.
Bruce Willis not even going to change costume for the movie. He's going to walk on set.
He's just going to walk in his jeans and his little button-up shirt. Yeah.
He's going to show up to the diner.
T-shirt and jacket.
He's going to show up to the diner in the end with a poncho on.
Can I ask Keem and Ant this question?
Yeah.
Were y'all disappointed they didn't do more with Jeff Bridges as I was?
No, I was fine with Jeff Bridges just being the leader.
I was
delegating.
I was ready for this nigga to
accents.
I love accents.
I was ready. I was ready for like that 6-shooter to come out and him like this going off on people. I was waiting.
No, I was fine with him being the leader of the statement because I don't expect Arthur to be doing anything in Kingsman. He's a leader organization. Like unless they get taken over or something.
Yeah, you sit at the fucking table, you tell people where to go. That's your job.
He told Channing Tatum to shut the fuck up like 3 times.
That's a waste of Jeff Bridges.
Merlin dying kind of sucked.
That was
dying didn't make any goddamn sense.
That was a huge bummer.
And none. Fuck. Nope.
Look.
Hatred for this.
Yes.
Look, they went out their way
we're wrapping this up.
They went out their way to kill anybody because pretty much Halle Berry takes Mark Strong's place.
No, she's not in the next one. She won't be in the next one.
In this movie, and for what we've seen in this, Halle Berry takes his place.
Remember,
you know what I mean?
She's a statesman, though. She's not a kingsman.
In this movie, because
she took his place in this movie.
Yeah.
Did she?
She was going to, but then she became a field officer.
Exactly. Right.
No, but that was not until the end of the movie. So in this movie, she was like his American counterpart. Yeah.
Right. And it was like, it's kind of weird how and even if she goes into field, she's still the smart one. She's the one that can build shit. Eggsy ain't building shit. He don't know how this stuff works. Like
we didn't see her build a damn thing in that.
Right. The minute Merlin died, she developed that gel shit. I will say they overused that headshot thing. That technology for the headshot. The second time, I was like, you got a head. You just got a bullet in the head. Now you flying a jet. No. Memories don't work.
The last nigga lost his complete memory, and this nigga was perfectly fine.
You know what, Keem? You know what it was? Because Keem, you helped me just come. Because I remember during the first brain injury thing, I was like, memories don't work like that. He was like, Anthony, just
suspend disbelief.
And after that, it was just like, whee!
Yes. Welcome to my world, and
like a little pig
in the world.
So she just had the Polaroid ready to bring him back, right?
Yep.
Oh, bullshit! Shit, that joint cock and loaded. Here you go, nigga.
Like this happened before, but so brain injuries don't mean nothing. But besides,
maybe his was more fresh.
Yeah.
No new emotions in this movie because clearly they killed his best friend and a dog, and this nigga showed emotion for all of a minute.
Yeah.
No,
he's a Kingsman and you're not supposed to.
Get it together, excellent.
Again,
Merlin kept telling him, get your shit together.
That's the British joke, the British stoic nature. Stoicism. And it was like, because he's like, you cannot get emotional right now. You got a job to do. And when it's over, by yourself, you are allowed to shed one.
But he got awfully emotional when Colin Firth shot that nigga in the head. Got pretty emotional then. Matter of fact, he got pretty emotional when the anal girl smoking drugs and shit. And
because nobody was there to tell him to pull his shit together.
Right. He was like, I trained you better than this. You get the
shit. But Merlin was still alive when she got the drug.
Yeah,
he wasn't with him.
But he wasn't with him.
But literally, when they got into the little canister to go down to the plane, Merlin was right there.
He wasn't freaking out then. And when Merlin was there, he was like, "We got a job to do. You coming or not? You coming or not? You coming or not?"
Okay, so we're wrapping this right on up.
You will not ask me again if I'm coming. That's all I'm gonna say.
I got 39 more minutes to get out the way, Lucas. I'm good.
For you, Ed, I'm gonna make a special exception. You about to get all of this in all of 30 seconds.
It will not be a lot.
We were all we were
like
so
after I'm done.
No,
close.
No. All right,
So
going away.
All right,
Damn
so,
mute button. How can it not work?
Right? Ah, fuck. Who did not put their phone on mute though?
Well, only one of us
phone
got
on
two
silent?
phones, Keem. Only one of us got two phones.
Facts.
True. All right.
Well, that's the end of our podcast.
While Lou is taking his phone call, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. Thank y'all for rocking with us this evening. Keep an eye out, or keep an ear out, rather. We'll have a couple of shows coming later on in the week. We'll have Lou's Relationship Corner.
Featuring Keem and T, because somebody else disappeared.
Ghost.
What?
Because somebody else was in fucking Adams Morgan up the street.
Look.
Yeah, no.
Also, look out for the 444 album review, which will also be hopefully dropping next week, and possibly another show with me, T, and Ed.
Yeah, because I'm a All right, so.
As we wave by and safe travels to Keem as she heads on her bad bitch vacation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, can we all come?
No.
Oh.
Hey. Just buy a plane ticket to Nicaragua.
Nicaragua. Got it.
He doesn't love you, Ant. He's not your real friend. He doesn't want you to come back.
He gonna get there, but like light skinned boy.
What?
Six straight.
I gotta check the light skin handbook to see if this is a safe zone. See this is a safe zone. You got green eyes, you can't go. Okay.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
Does the book say too many darkies?
Okay. All right. So from all of us here at the Draw 4 Squadcast, all of y'all, thank you for tuning in. We hope you'll tune in with us again next time. And with that,
same bad time.
Squad out.